If you're thinking about starting a podcast, there are a few things that you should know first. In this video, we'll share 5 tips for making sure your podcast is successful. From choosing your right topic to promoting your show, these pointers will set you on the right path. So watch now and start your podcasting journey today. Hey friend, and welcome to the Pod Sound School. I'm Studio Steve, one of the instructors here, and I'm an audio and video producer, and I'm excited to share these 5 tips with you so that you can get started podcasting on the right foot. If you're interested in working with us directly, we do have an industry-leading coaching program for biz owners and freelancers where we walk with you through the entire process of setting your show up and maintaining it. We open enrollment a few times a year, and the program is by application only. You can find out more by visiting podcastingsmart.com/enroll and see if we're currently taking applications or get on the waitlist. Okay, now on to number 1, the first tip, why you should start a podcast. Podcasting has become an increasingly popular form of media, allowing hosts to explore an unlimited variety of topics. From true crime sagas and music genres to current events in history, podcasts have something for everyone. By starting a podcast, you're able to open yourself up to a new audience that could potentially love what you have to say or listen to. It's a great way to connect with others and make your views heard without having to worry about the stress of fame or public opinion. Starting a podcast is also inexpensive and easy, meaning anyone can do it while still maintaining their day job. With the correct tools, knowledge, and passion, you can launch a successful platform that allows you to communicate with the world in creative ways. So you gotta do it. You gotta start a podcast. And now let's move on to tip number 2, what you need to know before starting a podcast. Podcasting is quickly becoming one of the most popular content mediums, and many people are looking to get started. Before launching your own podcast, there are a few key pieces of information you need to know. For example, consider selecting a target audience and focus area for your podcast. This will help you create content that is interesting and engaging for listeners. You'll also want to decide how often you intend to record and publish episodes, as well as what type of format or style you like to follow on each episode. And finally, research different platforms for hosting your podcast so that you can maximize its reach among potential listeners. With all of the insights that you get from researching your options and creating a plan, you can have a successful podcast launch. Tip number 3, how to start a podcast. Starting a podcast can be a fun and rewarding endeavor. Unfortunately, it is also often overwhelming when the channel is new and without an audience, but that shouldn't discourage people from creating podcasts. The best place to start is to decide on a premise or theme for the show, find out what equipment is necessary, and set up a plan for recording and distribution. Once this has been established, entrepreneurs should take advantage of online resources like blogs, forums, and online classes to learn additional details about equipment and networking with other podcasters for useful advice. With the right guidance and commitment, anyone can launch a successful podcast that audiences will love. Tip number 4, tips for making your podcast successful. Podcasting is a great way to express your ideas, bring attention to your business, or just have fun. If you're looking to make your podcast successful, there are a few things to bear in mind. Firstly, choose an interesting topic that cuts through the noise and stands out. Secondly, brainstorm topics in advance and produce content regularly. This will help cultivate a loyal following. Thirdly, ensure good sound quality by investing in studio components like a good USB microphone and a pair of studio headphones. And finally, promote your podcast on social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram. And don't be afraid to plug it wherever you can. With these tips in hand, you'll be off to an audible start with your podcast journey. Tip number 5, case studies of successful podcasts. Podcasting has taken the media world by storm, allowing anyone with a good idea and the proper tools to have their voice and stories heard. Many successful podcasts have emerged in recent years, with some featuring household names as hosts and others quietly becoming hits on their own. Case studies of these success stories can act as an inspiration for budding podcasters who are looking to create something great. Through detailed analysis, we can learn what makes certain podcasts so beloved among listeners, from smart storytelling to unique perspectives that challenge existing norms, which each of us can use to develop our own podcasts. The podcasting revolution is changing the way we interact with digital media, and studying its success stories offers us a chance to learn more about this vibrant medium. If you're thinking about starting a podcast, go for it. There are so many benefits to launching a show, from building your personal brand, to growing your network, to generating leads. Plus, it's a lot of fun. Just be sure to do your research beforehand and start with a strong plan. Follow the tips we've outlined here and you'll be on your way to success. Are you ready to start your very own podcast? Let's do it. And you'll always have us here at the Pod Sound School to help you. And if you're feeling super brave and you want to incorporate video and do video podcasting, we have this video here where we break down step by step everything that goes into starting a successful video podcast.